What's good, guys? Today, the topic of interest is the most attractive trait that you can develop within yourself. The most attractive trait that you can develop within yourself is the ability to allow other people to walk away. Because now, the reason why this trait is so attractive is because it communicates to other people that you've got abundance, and it communicates that you have other options. And people enjoy spending time with people who have other options. People like abundance, they're attracted to it. So, if you really develop this trait, you attract the highest quality people. Because let's think about this together. Think about the friend of yours that you have that does the most to spend time with you. Like they bend over backwards to make sure you hang out together, right? They could invite you somewhere and you tell them, I'm sorry, I'm working. And rather than them accepting that you're working, they turn up to your workplace to try to spend time with you. They're like, I'm over here, right? Like they invite you out, you tell them, I'm sorry, I ain't got the finances for it right now, we can do another time. Rather than them accepting that as an answer, they're like, don't worry, I'll come pick you up and I'll spend all my money to make sure that we spend time together, right? Even though these gestures may seem like they're kind or they're well, it turns you off. And the reason it turns you off is because subconsciously you pick up on it. In your mind, you think this. You think like, this person is doing the most to try to spend time with me. And if they're doing the most to spend time with me, then surely it must mean that they have no other options. And if they have no other options, then it must mean that they're low value. And if they're low value, I don't want to hang out with them. That's how it goes. It makes you not want to hang out with them. Whereas think about this. Think about the friend that you have that has loads of other friendship groups, loads of other friendship circles. You want to spend time with them because even if they invite you out and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't make it, they'll be like, cool, don't worry about it. They'll go hang out with somebody else or they'll go do things by themselves. And because they gave you that freedom, because they allowed you to walk away in that instant, it makes you want to hang out with them the next time because you're like, oh, they're pretty cool. They can be happy without me, right? That allowed you to be free. So when you feel free, or when people feel free with you, they won't want to leave, right? People don't want to feel constrained. They don't want to feel chained down to you. Okay, so I'm going to teach you two things that you can do to develop this trait, this ability to allow people to walk away, so that it's really real and genuine. And the first thing that you must do to develop this trait is learn to be comfortable by yourself. You must learn to enjoy solitude. Okay, because a lot of people have this codependent attitude to relationships where you're really dependent on other people to make you feel good. You need people to validate you all the time. You need people to make you laugh, right? You just can't be by yourself. You're always escaping from yourself. You're always around people. You can't be by yourself. And the thing is this, a man or a woman who's developed the ability to be by themselves becomes a dangerous person because they realize that they don't really need to rely on anybody, right? They can let people go. Because once you really realize that you can be happy by yourself, in your mind, you pick up on this. In all your relationships, you realize, Bram, I've learned to be happy by myself. So if I'm happy by myself, then I know I can be happy without you or you, right? You can let people go. So how do you develop this trait? So what can you do to really learn to be happy by yourself? And you must spend prolonged periods of time by yourself. Because that way you're going to learn about yourself. And that way you'll get comfortable by yourself. And eventually you'll get to the point where you do enjoy it. So what do? Spend time with yourself. Do things that you enjoy doing by yourself. Take yourself out for food. Take yourself out on dates. Things that you like to do. Really get to know yourself. Take yourself out on holiday. Go to a new destination that you've never been to by yourself and explore. Do things like this. Because when you do this over and over and over again, it compounds and you get to a point where you feel comfortable by yourself. You're like, I'm good. I'm in my place of zen. Once you've got that down, you can let anybody else walk away. You can let people walk away just fine because you know you can be all good by yourself. The second trait, the second thing that you can do to develop this is know your boundaries. So when you know your boundaries, and you've made your decision. Oh, stop it. Hang on. Somebody's knocking. Don't go anywhere. I'll shoot a video. Yeah, just interrupted the video. I'm not gonna lie. You can say hi to the people.
Where are the people?
The people out here on the camera.
What's good, people?
There you go. Hang on. This is my sister, Brandy. They can't see you, Brandy.
Hello.
Yeah. What's good?
What's good?
What's good, man? Okay, please close the door. Okay, let my sister in. Okay. The second thing that you can do to develop the trait of being able to let people walk away is, like I said, know your boundaries. So you must write down 3 to 5 things that are non-negotiables in all your relationships and know them. Okay. Now the reason why I say you must write them down is because when you write them down, in essence, subconsciously, it's kind of like you've made the decision already. You've made the decision already that you won't tolerate these things, so you won't let these things slide. Because what a lot of us do, big mistake that we make, is that, especially in our romantic relationships, when we really, really like people, we can tend to compromise our values, we can compromise our non-negotiables, we let things slide. And the problem with letting things slide is that you teach people that it's okay to treat you that certain way. You teach people that it's okay to behave or display the non-negotiable behaviors, because the standards that you present to people become the standards that they measure you by. All right, they're like, oh, cool. Like, if I can shout at, I don't know, if I can shout at Lucy all the time and she doesn't say anything about it, then it must be okay. So it's important that you write down these 3 to 5 non-negotiables. Write them down and then decide in your mind that regardless of who it is, you're going to enforce them. You're going to vocalize them and verbalize them when you're not happy with them, when you're not happy and when they're being displayed. Because once you verbalize them, it's kind of like the decision's set already. So if you're able to enforce your boundaries with people early in all your relationships, it communicates that you won't stand for anything. It communicates that you're high value. People don't respect people who just let anything slide, who just say anything goes. You don't respect them. You don't. And if people don't respect you, they can't love you, right? Especially so in the area of your relationship, you must do this. Write down the 3 to 5 things that you will not accept in any relationship, and then live by them. Know them. And then whenever they arise, stand up for yourself. Okay? Because it communicates, once again, abundance. It communicates that you're not afraid to let people go and you're teaching people how to treat you. Okay? So that's the second thing you can do. So guys, that's the video of the day. Apply these 2 things and then just watch how people flock to you. And that's the video of the day, guys. Goodbye.